How's it going, everybody? I'd like to take a few minutes here to talk about pareidolia. And I guess the reason is because it comes up so often that people think that they are putting me down or excusing these effigies as pareidolia. Now, in the beginning, I would argue tooth and nail that it was not pareidolia. But I have changed my stance after some research, and I will argue tooth and nail now that it is pareidolia. We know that in order for them to select stone to make anything out of, it had to have a sacred image. So, here's an example. Do you see the eye, the nose, and how this geode is a mouth or teeth? Now this geode is the eye. So they saw that geode in this shale. Now it's the eye, nose. They saw this geode in the shale and they said, I can work around that. I want that part. I want a big block of stone with that, and I'll work around it. Okay? Another example here. This bird with this white speck, okay? They used that as an eye. I'm not sure if that's where they started it, but I'm telling you, pareidolia was used to start, continue, and finish the images on these stones. And another thing that I'd like to talk about is primary and secondary images. And I prepared a visual aid. So let's say that this outer perimeter is a stone with 4 made images. Now, a stone with 4 made images can have more than 4 images. Well, how is that, Creekstain? Let me explain it. So we've got our 4 images. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's say I physically make this stone, and I know it's only got 4 images. If I hand it to you, and you find one that's halfway made out of this image, and halfway made out of this image, right here in this gray area where they blend, that's pareidolia. That's a secondary image, okay? So we've got primary images and we've got secondary images. Maybe you want to call them planned images, not planned images. Whatever words you want to use. I'm telling you, and here I got an example. Let me grab it real quick. Right here. I carved this antler. I made this owl, and I made this owl. What I did not make is that witch face, or that witch face, or that witch face, or that witch face. I didn't make that. That just happened. That happened from carving the 2 owls. So the owls are the primary image. Those witch faces, secondary images. And you just use pareidolia to see them. So pareidolia is used to start them, to continue them, and to finish them. And it can be used to perceive them. Doesn't mean it necessarily has to, but when you get into blending, there's going to be some pareidolia right here in this gray area. Okay? You got your primaries and your secondaries. Planned, unplanned, planned, unplanned. Okay? So I hope that's making some sense to you guys, but that's my thought on this. Pareidolia is absolutely involved. So, it's pareidolia sometimes, but not all the time. And here's an explanation. These red lips, using the red to make the rest of it, is pareidolia. Hey, I could use those as lips. Let's make this. Ooh, let's cut it this way. And ooh, let's put a little, yep. Now we have a face. Started with pareidolia. Is it pareidolia now? No, it's art. That's not pareidolia. This is not looking at a cloud and saying it looks like it's there. It's physically there in the physical form. I can touch it. I can lick it if I wanted to. It's there in the physical form. Look. They morph. They change. Watch. Do you see this face? I'm going to spin it. Do you see that face now? Want me to do that one more time for you? There's no funny business. This is just morphing art. That's all it is. Do you see how that eye looks back at you? That's human talent. It's not a geofact. It's not natural. A human made this rock to look like a human because they were artistic and they were creative and they were brilliant. And it's not that hard to understand. The proof is in everyone's backyards. So, in conclusion, it's pareidolia to start, continue, and finish the images in the original form, or if you were to pick up one and go to change it, you would use pareidolia. Pareidolia is also used to perceive them, but not all the time. Primary images are actually there. Secondary images that you might see are pareidolia. So it is both. It's yes, it's no, it's sometimes. That's how freaking weird these things are. So my answer is yes. It's pareidolia sometimes.